Hello all of my YouTube friends, and in this video we are talking about Season 4, the final season, Episode 2 of Snowpiercer. Now keep in mind I don't do a full breakdown of the entire episode, I just go through the main lines. I'm just a normie, I haven't read the book, so I don't know if and how it differentiates from the books from the TV series. But anyways, let's get into it. So just a little recap into last week's episode. We discovered that outside of the train, there are other survivors on the planet. They are seemingly organized, and they were responsible for certain elements of sabotage at the new colony, which they infiltrated, captured one of the doctors, the one that's been doing experiments. They also kidnapped Layton's child, and seemingly they threw Josie off a cliff, and who did not survive. At the end of the episode, we saw the pod, and who I thought was Melanie Cavill in the pod, I was mistaken. It's actually Miss Audrey that was in the pod. So this week's episode starts off with Miss Audrey telling her version of what is happening on the train. We discover that there is this paramilitary force called the Peacekeepers, and they kind of set up an ambush for the train. In this episode, we see how they got themselves onto the train, what they did when they got there, how they got in control over the train, and how the crew actually tried to fight back as best as they could, being held hostage. But we also discovered that this paramilitary force, the Peacekeepers, are quite organized. They actually built a new set of tracks that came in connected to the main tracks. And these tracks actually lead to a bunker. So once the train hooks up to the bunker, the Peacekeepers bring a scientist on board and talks with Melanie. Apparently, Melanie knows who this scientist is. And he explains that, this patch of good weather where the colony decided to build itself. Well, turns out that there's like 5 or 6 other patches like this one, and that his experiments are responsible for these patches. Now, the reason why they want the train is because they need to get around the other side of the planet to conduct more experiment, which all seems noble and everything, except for the main problems of how they're going about it. And even though the crew, once they understand the bigger picture here, kind of wants to cooperate, when we reach the end of the episode, we discover that not everybody's on board with it. We don't exactly know why. I guess these are elements that we are going to see throughout the season. It still doesn't explain why they wanted to kidnap Layton's child. I'm guessing it has to do with a certain genetic makeup, but then again, why kill off Josie as being a potential reason for the genetic makeup? And once Layton knows the full story, he's like, okay, now I know what I'm dealing with. He still wants to go and get back his child, which is understandable. So I really like this episode. It explained everything. Still left a little bit of intrigue. So I'm still looking forward to the next episode and the rest of the final season. But that is just my opinion. Let me know yours in the comments down below. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe. If you didn't like it, thank you so much for listening this long. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Until then, check these out.